The last 2 days were, especially on Friday, was a kind of a big sell-off. This is because the situation on the stock market, I think we are in a bear market, deflationary 39 years, inflationary 21 years. Every 60 year you see like an inflationary and deflationary period, okay? You will have a fantastic opportunity to buy Tesla shares for maybe $600, and I will be celebrating if this happens. You're buying here Elon Musk, you're buying a cult, you're buying a high growth company. Welcome to your favorite series on the whole internet on a Sunday. If you are a Tesla investor, a Tesla fan, or just love the story around the Tesla success story, again, the stock, the company, Elon Musk, whatever you call it. So smash the like button and follow me if you want to have more of this. So we will talk about the Tesla performance over the last 7 days. Then we will dive into if Tesla really go to $600 soon because of the 60-year cycle of markets, which is a true thing, guys. Okay, so this will be very, very interesting. And then also we will look into the stock chart of Tesla. And with that said, let's go. Okay, so let's look into Tesla performance over the last 7 days. Okay, it seems, okay, that the Tesla stock found since a couple of days now, since about end of January, kind of temporary high, which is around 930, 956 on 26th of January, right? 970, but then another dump till 818, and now like let's say trading range, right? Between, let's say, this 28th low and approximately 970, or let's call it 1,000. Okay, now the last 2 days were, especially on Friday, was a kind of a big sell-off. Okay, so Friday and Thursday, both days together mounted a 8% decline, and this is okay, because look at the treasury yield that absolutely gained this week as well. This is very close to watch, guys, here, okay? If this is raising, and it raised just this week over 2%, is always bad for tech stock, for long-term assets, right? Because it's basically saying that people are dropping those bonds, people are selling those bonds. That's why the yield increased to attract more clients basically to those bonds. This means that people don't have so much faith into the 10-year outlook of US and rather the 2-year, and so they buy the 2-year bonds, and that's why the 10-year bonds and the 2-year bonds are sometime invert, which means that the people think that it's not a good time to be into markets and in general the economy, and that's why you call a kind of prediction of recession. Okay, so this is the whole economic part about that. Currently, we are seeing Tesla having a market cap of $888.8 billion. What a nice number here. And the PE still a little bit higher, as we know. People always argue, okay, you have to look into the future PE ratios and PEG ratios of Tesla. But even those, specifically the PEG ratio that also considers the growth, by Peter Lynch, that loved this indication. Even by then, Tesla is a little bit on the higher side, obviously. But, you're buying here Elon Musk, you're buying a cult, you're buying a high growth company. So, let me know what you think about Tesla's valuation in the comments below. First of all, why I think that the stock can drop up to $600, okay? For that, we take just a quick look on the chart, okay? If you are looking into the 2 years or 1 year chart of Tesla, you see the following. Once the 10-year treasury went up, which we have seen it did, right? Look what happened last February when the last time this happened, okay? And Tesla wasn't a bad company, and we reached like $900 per share. So we went even down to $577, okay? And then we recovered, but we still, it seems like over a couple of months, we created this plateau here, okay? Which is like a trading range between, let's say, 560 and 700, okay? Then we had parabolic increasement up to 1,200. Then we had like an up and down, then a recent drop to 900. Then people bought the dip. Again, it went over 1,200. Then we had the drop, okay? And still then we are still dropping. So this is because the situation on the stock market, I think we are in the bear market. I think that the treasury yield can go even further, and this will also increase the risk of inverted curve yield. And then you have this 60-year market cycles. I don't see anybody talking about that. I don't know why, because it's like 101 economics. But let's have a look. So what is the 60-year cycles? Every 60 year you see like an inflationary and deflationary period, okay? Now obviously, guess what? Yes, we are in an inflationary period, okay? So something like this happens every now and then. Here, for example, deflationary 39 years, inflationary 21 years, deflationary 25 years, inflationary 35 years, and so on. But still, always this whole period is always around 60 years, okay? So the question is, if we are now going into the cycles that we slowly, having now inflationary, and at some point it will cover it, okay? Like this is 34 years so far. So that means that if this is like we had a period until like 2019, and then from 2020 with the money printing, all the inflation went up. But still, if you consider 34 years at 2015, that means that 7 years plus is 41 years. Still, we have like 19 years to go, okay? That's for one, okay? However, you see this market cycles, which you can see here, which are, always up and downs, okay? So here you can see that we have the different kind of events, right, that happens, okay? So here you can see in the 1980s it went bubble like up, went down, and you have here the cycles, which is quite interesting. Every cycle is an up and down, okay? And it exactly fit into those cycles that we are having now. So it could be something that could disturb a little bit of the current situation. And beside that, even though it feels like incomprehensible, but the markets have the cycles. Look at this. We have all kinds of cycles. This, for example, is called Heddick's cycle progression, okay? You have this up and downs, and for every crazy bull market, we have also a bear market. That is just, even when people say, no, we buy the dip and it's not over and so on, those are usually those back holders. So what I'm trying to say is, you will have a fantastic opportunity to buy Tesla shares for maybe $600, and I will be celebrating if this happens, okay? So stay tuned and let's dive into the stock chart of Tesla. Alright, so as you can see, here is already the Tesla chart, and also from this perspective we are going in a very dangerous situation. You know why? Because at about 820 we are crossing the 200 moving average. And when stocks are crossing their 200 moving average, that's not a good sign, okay? That's basically a sell sign, a huge sell sign. Let's have a look when this happened the last time. According to this chart, it cannot be recorded. So yeah, unfortunately, I cannot see when this happened the last time. But usually, big hedge funds, algorithms, and so on, they are saying sell, 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 sell. Okay, we are kind of, in terms of RSI, at 38, which was about this level. So you see what happened then. We had the same levels approximately here, but here we're a little bit higher here as well. So every time we reach this level, we had to bounce back. But now it's very, very dangerous, okay? Now we are playing with fire here, because this could be now a trading range for a couple of days. We could bounce off here or even dip a little bit under, have a sell signal, recover a little bit, and then go back and then bounce off here. Here's the 50 moving average. So here you can see while we crossed the 50 moving average, we actually had the sell signal here, or sell trend that we are seemingly continuing. Okay, however guys, always when this kind of things happen, there's a couple of reasons for that. First, there's great numbers, and Tesla is delivering great numbers, no question. There's a cult about this company. Okay, this is never great, because this is, oh, it's great for bullish boys, but it's not great for a long-term view, because it can always sell off quite as fast, or as fast as it built up. Okay, so here we see, if we are reaching here those levels at 800, we are basically back to the beginning of this huge increase. And this was, guys, this was crazy. Like, this was on the 8th of October, we were at 785, and just the 4th of November, so basically 1 month, and we went to 1,300. So this is obviously mania. Okay, this is like 100% increase almost over the period of 1 month. So this is not sustainable. That's why it bounced off. It went a little bit down here, and every time it goes to this downer levels of the Bollinger Band, it's usually bounced back off. Here you can see bounce back in. So let's see, this will be a very, very interesting Monday and the next couple of days in February and in March. So let's see, I'm quite interested and convinced that, you know, with the current situation, with the Fed, with the geopolitical situation, it could happen really that we will see $600 Tesla. And then what we do is buy.